Bitcoiners often confuse the fact that Bitcoin good does not necessarily mean that all crypto bad, right? So I am in favor of crypto. I'm a crypto maximalist actually now. I think all crypto is good. Sure, a lot of them will go to zero. A lot of them will go bad, right? And I'll just say, somebody's like, "Are you going to talk about meme coins?" I will talk a little bit about meme coins. Okay, so I did these three shows called Meme Tank. Right? I just said, you know what? Everybody hates meme coins so much. I'm just going to do a show called Meme Tank. And I said, we'll see. This is. Again, I think I don't take myself too seriously, as you can tell. So I said, yeah, fine, I'll go and I'll do it like Shark Tank, right? And I'll just go, hey, got a meme coin? I'll buy it.
Fred Krueger points out a common mistake many Bitcoin supporters make. They assume that if Bitcoin is the most valuable crypto, then everything else must be useless. But history doesn't work like that. When the internet first started growing, thousands of companies failed, but a small number ended up changing the world completely. He believes the same thing could happen in crypto. Even projects that seem unlikely or are often dismissed, like Dogecoin or Shiba, have at times delivered huge returns. The lesson here is simple. Stay open-minded, keep learning, and don't lock yourself into one way of thinking. At the same time, Krueger says something even bigger is happening beyond crypto. He believes artificial intelligence could become the most important invention in human history, not just of our time, but of all time. If you find value in this content, please take a moment to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications for more videos like this.
We are arguably, in the golden age of tech, and I think it really started 2.5 years ago with ChatGPT, right? Like the way I look at it is there was everything was a blur until AI. And AI is really the only tech thing that mattered. That's, we're going to look back and, the PC, who cares? The internet, who cares? I hate to say it, but Bitcoin, who cares? You know what I mean? But because I'm a big Bitcoiner. But, I think that the big invention of humanity, not just in the last 100 years, but the big invention of humanity is machines thinking, right? And so, we are now in this world where 2.5 years ago, the machine woke up and it said, hello, and that's the new world we're living in. And so I think that offers way more opportunity than ever before, both working with the machine, figuring out how that machine will impact the rest of humanity. Most important thing is to spend all your time on AI right now. It's like, that's it. That is the only thing to spend your time on. And I think there's going to be amazing outcomes for people who get it right fast. I actually think AI is going to be, small teams can build amazing shit in AI, right? So, and I think we've seen that with DeepSeek, right? That's just, the poster child of that, right? But also, I think if you think about, surgical, let's just say you're talking about doing surgery, right? Is the top AI, is ChatGPT going to be doing the surgeries? Probably unlikely, It's probably going to be the Mayo Clinic's AI, that's going to be built around surgery and built around medicine and everything else. That's going to be amazing at doing that, right? So I think, there's going to be a great AI around gaming, around factory automation, about everything, legal writing, everything, right? So I'm much more of the opinion now that AI is going to be much more of a lots of entrepreneurial smaller efforts that are very focused on specific use cases, and they're going to kill it.
Did you catch the wave right as it?
I caught it and the wave crashed and no, there is no more meme. But, here's the thing. There's going to be the next wave, right? So, these things are not if you sort of look at, and I get it, Mateo's here. So, the Bitcoiners they're all looking at the negative, it's going down. Everything's going to go down. It's all going. I have a more optimistic view. My view is probably most of them will go up, but I bet you some of them really go up. Most .coms went down, but we also had Amazon. You know what I mean? So don't knock them too much. You know what I mean? And so, most of these meme coins didn't well, but Shiba Inu and Dogecoin are doing great, right? In fact, Dogecoin has outperformed Bitcoin for the last 8 years, 5 years, 3. Like, Dogecoin's done phenomenal. So it's not good to be too much Opus Dei maniacal. You have to have an open mind. And I am really bullish on the intersection of blockchains and projects and consumer stuff and things that people find fun. I think people, there's, I'll just finish up by say, Matisse, why did Matisse work? Because people had a computer. They bought these computers. They bought them for their kids. That's what they did. They bought these computers. They're like, hey, honey, we got to get a PC. Like, sure. Yeah, we got to get a PC for Johnny. Yeah, Johnny's going to school, so Johnny might need a PC. It'll make him smarter. They get the PC, and they're like, what do we put on our PC? There's an app to balance the checkbook, and there's Microsoft Olympics. Okay, both of them suck. And then they're like, well, there's this paint program called Matisse. Okay, we'll buy that. Johnny will become Van Gogh.
Yeah.
So that's kind of people are kind of dumb, and so that's now you've got these people like, I got the wallet, I got the Solana wallet, I added some Solana to my wallet, honey. Yeah, well, what am I going to do with it? I don't know. Pump.fun. There's some tokens there. You want to buy some? I mean, that's it. That's the mentality. And so I think that's where that's where we're going.
What if the biggest shift in global power isn't happening in politics or even technology, but in money itself, according to investor and macro thinker Fred Krueger? We're living through a once-in-a-century transition where the very foundation of finance is being rewritten. In his view, Bitcoin isn't just another asset or speculative trend. It's the emergence of a completely new monetary system, one that operates outside governments, outside traditional banking, and beyond the limits of inflationary currencies. But here's where it gets even more interesting. Krueger believes Bitcoin's true significance isn't fully understood yet. It's not just about price going up. It's about redefining ownership, security, and trust in a digital world. In a time where uncertainty dominates global markets, Bitcoin offers something radically different: a fixed supply, decentralized control, and a system that no single entity can manipulate. And that, he argues, could change everything.
So, first of all, I would rank AI here in terms of like the impact to the world, internet here, and Bitcoin in the middle. Okay. So I think Bitcoin is that important, right? It's such an important idea. And once you really understand how amazing and how important Bitcoin is, it is bigger than the internet. And why do I say that? It's not even a technology. It's really something different. It's the idea that you can create value, digital scarcity, and that you can take that value with you wherever you go. It's a mind-blowing idea. Okay. Now, you may not like the Trump government, but with Bitcoin, you could go to Costa Rica and take your wealth with you. You may not like the Costa Rican government or the Russian government, but you can take your Bitcoin with you from Russia to Turkey or from Turkey to anywhere you want, right? So the ability to have portable value is something that's just mind-blowing, right? And I think all of us, we have been conditioned to think of real estate, for example, as a place to store our value, right? You want to own your home. You want to have a second home, Airbnbs and so on, right? Or you want to own stocks. But what if you could just own money itself? You could own something that never goes down in value, really, over the long term. It never goes down. And that's it. It's just a one-stop decision. Just buy Bitcoin, hold Bitcoin. And so I think Bitcoin is just an unbelievable invention, right? Because it's the invention of, it will change literally the entire economics of the entire planet, right? So I discovered a Bitcoin a while ago. I just became kind of like an advocate of Bitcoin. I think it's fantastic. I think broader than Bitcoin, there's a whole ecosystem that's developing now around tokenization of everything, right? And, in 2017, and this is, I think, some advice for entrepreneurs, right? So in 2017, we had this first wave of ICOs. Right? And everybody, especially Bitcoiners of my ilk, were the kind of guys who say, crypto bad, Bitcoin good, right? We always say that, right? But I would say that we're about to see a new wave of crypto. And this is going to be fueled by people using stable coins for everything, right? And why do you want to use those stable coins? Why can't, I just bought a cappuccino here. Why couldn't could I've used Well, Visa works pretty well for that. For the cappuccino, it worked okay. It doesn't work so well for digital goods, right? For buying digital goods online. And I think that we are exactly at this point where the amount of digital goods that we buy is going to start booming. It's just going to explode. It is exploding, right? And whether it's an AI subscription or any of the things that you guys are building, you kind of want to sell it so I can buy it with the token, right? A stable coin. It could be Solana. It could be Bitcoin. It could be wrapped Bitcoin. It could be something like that, right? But the tokenization of everything is really important. And also, the tokenization of whatever project you're doing is really important. So I really am of the opinion that tokens are better than equity now. So I, as an investor, and I am investing, right? So if you guys have a great idea or something, you don't have to hit me up today after the thing, but my emails are open. You can just, go to me and say, hey, I saw you at Ken or whatever, right? I'm much more interested in putting money into tokens than I am into equity. And I really think that we are into this golden age where these tokens are going to be booming, right? Again. And I think the 2017, the learning that all that was a scam and everything, that's a little bit like saying Webvan didn't work back in 1999. But guess what? Amazon Fresh is working great now, right? So the learnings of this are not really good. I think, and I think Bitcoiners often confuse the fact that Bitcoin good does not necessarily mean that all crypto bad, right? So I am in favor of crypto. I'm a crypto maximalist actually now. I think all crypto is good. Sure, a lot of them will go to zero. A lot of them will go bad, right? And I'll just say, somebody's like, "Are you going to talk about meme coins?" I will talk a little bit about meme coins. Okay, so I did these three shows called Meme Tank. Right? I just said, you know what? Everybody hates meme coins so much. I'm just going to do a show called Meme Tank. And I said, we'll see. This is, again, I think I don't take myself too seriously, as you can tell. So I said, yeah, fine. I'll go and I'll do it like Shark Tank. Right. And I'll just go, hey, got a meme coin? I'll buy it. Right. So the first guy who shows up said, yeah, Brad, I go, what do you got to sell? And so one of my other shark was Isabel Foxen Duke. She's a Bitcoiner from Puerto Rico, right? And so she was like, this guy Bob goes, okay, I got this coin called Odin Dog. Okay, it's the first coin on Odin.fun, which is like pump.fun. And it just had been released. And so I'm like usual Fred, like, sounds good. Great. Okay. How much Odin Dog do you want to sell? He goes, well, let's see. It's worth $10,000 now. So I'll sell half of it to you guys for $5,000. So we did. So I bought $2,500 worth of Odin Dog for $2,500. I bought $2,500 for whatever, a quarter of the Odin Dog supply. Well, I got, it took me a while to get the tokens. I needed to get the special wallet and everything. I just got the tokens. It's worth $90,000. Okay. This was last 30 days, right? So I got $90,000 worth of this coin called Odin Dog. And then Bob calls. He goes, I hope you're not going to sell it like day one. I know you, Fred. You're probably just going to dump this thing. I go, no, I'll keep the dog, keep him alive a little bit. But this is the kind of thing, I jumped in this stupid meme thing. I said, I'll take a chance. Like I'll risk $2,500. I'll risk a little bit of money on these stupid memes. And guess what? This thing pays off 20x.
In simple terms, Fred Krueger is outlining how he considers Bitcoin and the larger cryptocurrency space to be among the most significant developments in contemporary history. He begins by listing the big advances and stating that, in his opinion, the internet was revolutionary, artificial intelligence is incredibly strong, and Bitcoin lies in the center as something even more essential than most people think. His major argument is that Bitcoin is a novel concept regarding money itself, rather than merely another technology. It presents digital scarcity, which has never truly existed on a worldwide scale previously. He continues by outlining the practical significance of this. Bitcoin allows individuals to have transferable wealth. This implies that your funds are not restricted to a single nation system. You are still valuable even if you relocate across boundaries. He gives examples such as moving to a different nation and yet being able to access your riches regardless of the political or governmental climate. According to him, this distinguishes Bitcoin from more conventional means of keeping wealth, such as stocks or real estate. After that, he expands the idea beyond Bitcoin into what he calls tokenization of everything. He suggests that more and more of the economy will move toward digital tokens and stablecoins, especially for online and digital goods. His reasoning is that traditional payment systems like cards work fine for physical purchases, but they are less efficient for internet-based products like subscriptions, apps, or digital services. Please take a moment to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on post notifications for more content like this.